The Pirate season has officially come to an end. With a 4-1 loss to Atlanta Braves, they finished 71 and 91. We'll talk about Johan Oviedo's last start, and for the final time in 2025, the anemic Pittsburgh Pirates offense. You're listening to the North Shore 9 podcast presented by FanDuel. Yo. Welcome to the North Shore 9 Postgame Show, powered by Primanti Bros. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me for the very last time this year, as far as postgames go, Jim Rosati. Jim, how you doing today?
Doing good. Unfortunately, not the last time I'm doing a show with you all year, but yeah, last postgame show. So it's a little bittersweet, I guess.
Yeah, it is. It's one of those things where, I mean, you know, in January, we're fiending for baseball to come back. No matter how bad the Pirates are, like baseball being back is a good thing. But always like this time of the year, when you have these type of Pirates teams, it's like, well, you know what? Maybe baseball being away isn't so bad after all. Yeah, baseball season's over for this team. They underperformed tremendously, even to our standards. But now we get to go back in our hopeful ways and look forward to next year.
Yeah, we're going to spend a little bit of time probably dissecting the season and how it went. But yeah, I mean, it's over. Season's over. It was terrible. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we're doing an emergency podcast here in the next, 24 to 72 hours. I know nothing. I've heard nothing. I have no sources on the matter, but yeah, hopefully we're doing an emergency podcast sometime soon, talking about some immediate changes to what is going on here. But that's hopefully another show for another day.
Well,
Pirates lose 4-1 to the Braves today.
The power of prayer helps. And what was the thing Tinkerbell did to make Peter fly again? Did we all have to like close our eyes and
you just got to believe?
Wait. Are you serious? Was that what it was again?
Yeah, Tinkerbell. Yeah, you just got to believe. If you believe in Tinkerbell, that's what keeps Tinkerbell alive.
Oh, well.
And you guys need to keep believing.
Is that not a theme of this year? If you got, listen, let's just all right now come together. Let's just all believe, and maybe it'll happen. But yes, to talk about this final post game, or the final game in this post game show today, the Pirates lose 4-1 to the Braves. Johan Oviedo got his last start, which I want to start out by saying this. Does Johan Oviedo still have the same plague he's kind of had his entire career, it seems like, with the Pirates, whereas like he just cannot have a full game where he looks good? It's always like the one big inning he gives up, and that was kind of the difference today with Oviedo. And again, he's had like 40 innings coming back this year. He's looked good, but I feel like that was kind of what plagued him when he was here as a full-time pitcher in 2023. Is like he has that one bad inning, and then he comes back and looks strong. And he started out today. I mean, his command was not there. He had 2 walks. At one point, it was 9 strikes. He had 18 pitches thrown. Just didn't look good, but then he came together and finished strong, for the next 4 innings. And like this team was still in it, of course. But it's just something I've been noticing, with the good and the bad with Johan Oviedo. More good than bad, of course. It just seems like he still has that one big inning from him.
Yeah, I mean, it was just the first inning, right? And even then, it was one pitch to Acuña, and it wasn't even really that bad of a pitch if you look at it.
No.
But I mean, yes and no. I guess anytime you go 5 innings, give up 2 runs, like I'm not really going to harp on that outing too much. You do wish that he could like start the game off, because that was his issue. It seemed like, before and now, his first game back after the surgery, he kind of had that same thing. And yeah, first inning today, walk, homer. And then he settled in, pitched great the next 4 innings. And yeah, that has been kind of his issue, where like he just kind of takes a while to start things off a little bit. But I thought he looked really good tonight. outside that first inning.
And I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. It does, again, like it just does seem as if I'm not gonna say every game, but like many times when he pitches, it's always like, this was fantastic, especially when you take away this one inning. And yes, two earned runs in 5 innings. I mean, that's nothing to be, disappointed in. This offense, if it was good enough, right, should still be in the game. Maybe we're talking about a victory today. And ultimately, we're giving away sandwiches for the last time of the year, but we're not, because of the offense, mainly. Like, this isn't on Oviedo. Just something I've been noticing and seeing a trend still with him is this, like, one inning just kind of escapes him. And then it clicks. And it seems like that inning is random. Today it was the first. But yes, he came after that and went 4 strong afterwards. So, and then kudos to him for coming back strong. That seems to be what he does, right? It just seems like this one inning. So again, just kind of noticing this trend. And again, even with that trend, he's been a solid starter. I still look, I know there's some differences in some people's opinions and such about, is he a reliever or a starter? I mean, I look at him as a starter. He's had a nice end of the season. We understand the injury, had the Tommy John, then shoulder injury to hold him back even further this year. But he comes back, has a sub-4 ERA. I mean, he looks every bit of a starter. So he capped off the season rather well.
Right. I mean, he missed all of last year and then missed most of this season. He comes back these last 2 months and, 9 starts, 40 and a third innings, 3.57 ERA. I think if we would have told you, hey, Johan Oviedo was going to come up, he was going to throw 40 innings at the end of the year and have a 3.57 earned run average, we would all be like, hell yeah. Like, that's awesome. Sign me up. And then on top of that, he seems to have kind of reinvented himself as a pitcher too. I mean, if you're a believer in all the pitch metrics and stuff plus and things like that, his fastball is neck and neck with Bubba Chandler's as the best fastball that any Pirate threw all season long. Overall, his entire arsenal, his stuff plus took a big jump from where he was in 2024. It was at a 93. This year, I think it's like a 102. So like, his stuff has taken a step forward from where it was prior to that injury. So yeah, everything that we saw from Oviedo to end this year is exactly what I would have wanted to see from him. He gave you a little bit of length too. I mean, he went 5 innings pretty much in every start other than that first one, which I know they were trying to limit him, but like, he still went 5, which, I wouldn't have thought that would have been the case. And he was typically that workhorse guy when he was in our rotation. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to what Oviedo can bring this team next year. I mean, I would imagine, after this year, I know you and Tyler talked about it on Thursday a little bit, but I mean, I would take the handcuffs off Oviedo next year. Like, he's whatever he can give you, take from him. Especially if he can give you these type of results.
Right. Yeah. No, again, like today, his stat line, it was fine. At the first inning, man, the hit, the 2 walks, it was looking like he's going down the bad path, but then he ends the day with just adding 2 more hits in those 4 innings and 1 more walk. So 5 innings, 3 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Of course, that home run to Acuña we talked about. 2 earned runs, no big deal. Now, again, with all the good that we're talking about with Oviedo, yes, like the fastball is much improved. His arsenal much improved, I feel like. So again, he does look like a starter. Now 6 straight starts in a row, he's had 3 walks, which ironically as well, no less, no more, 3 on the dot in 6 straight. The command, and again, I feel like it's also in that one inning where he allows that. But again, that's like so far the one knock. But also, I just want to caution, the command and stuff is usually what takes the longest to come back after Tommy John. Again, he had a shoulder injury afterwards as well. So I kind of give that as like, it is what it is type of situation right now. Going into next year, I feel very good about Johan Oviedo. And again, today, this is a very good Braves lineup. It was a, like you mentioned, not even a terrible pitch to Acuña. Also, it's Acuña. He's a really good player. So like, that being the one pitch that really altered the game in that sense. Yeah, this is a good lineup. Oviedo looked pretty strong today, and has for the most part of this year as well. And yeah, so it was a good way of capping off this year for him.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about the walks. I mean, career 11% walk rate, and he was at 13 this year. Yeah, not concerned.
Sounds good.
But yeah, no, I thought he looked good. Like I said, outside the first inning, he settled in, kept the Pirates in the game, gave them a chance to come back. Unfortunately, it was just the story of the entire season. So this game, this game was a great microcosm of what we saw over an entire 162 game span. Pretty good starting pitching, pathetic offense. That was the story of the game.
Yep. And I guess we should start off by saying, going to the offensive side, of course, there was a pitcher on the other side throwing to the offense. Charlie Morton caps off a career. They got to face Charlie Morton. And here's the thing, too. They had him. He also, it's Charlie Morton. He's obviously retiring because he's old. He's not vintage Charlie Morton anymore. But, he goes 1.1, 2 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. They had 2 walks and a hit in that first inning. And like you mentioned about the microcosm, not able to capitalize that at all. 0 runs in the first inning where Charlie Morton was not looking efficient. I think he had the first 6 pitches were all balls, if I'm correct.
Yeah, he had some trouble finding the zone there. It was his first start too in like 3 weeks. It had been a while.
So, immediately walks Jared Triolo. Then, of course, the ground Chuck, he's known for in Pittsburgh, gets the ground ball. But again, he had another walk, another hit in the inning. We're not able to capitalize it. So Pirates go out of that inning with no runs as well. We're like, that was a moment, like it could have changed. Even with Oviedo giving up the 2 runs in his outing, the Pirates could have put up some runs earlier on, opposed to the 1 run they eventually got when they had back-to-back doubles.
Yeah. They just couldn't take advantage of it. And I don't know, can we take a moment just kind of talk about Charlie Morton a little bit? I
feel like that was your boy back in the day.
Yeah, he was. I think what like I loved about Charlie Morton is he was there for he was one of the few where it was like he went through it all. Like he got traded over to Pittsburgh. That 2009 season was his first year. And you kind of saw just the really good stuff from him, but it was never really could put it together. I can't, maybe the original Mitch Keller, where it was you could see it, where it was you know what? I can see this guy's got something, but it's when's he going to put it together? When's he going to put it together? And then he finally put it together, and it was just cool because it coincided with really the only good Pirates teams that I can remember in my entire life. So I don't know. I think for guys, for people who lived through that stretch, that terrible stretch that we went through for 20 years, and then seeing them go through that 13, 14, 15 season, I don't know. I love Charlie Morton because I said he was part of those bad teams, those original really bad Neil Huntington teams, and he got better as his career progressed, and they filled in around him with some better players, and he was on all 3 of those playoff teams, and he played big roles in all 3 of those seasons. I'll never forget that game 4 of the NLDS in 2013, where he pitched his ass off against the Cardinals, and then the 6th inning of a 0-0 game, they it was 1 pitch, Matt Holliday, with a home run, and the Pirates just couldn't do anything against Michael Wacha. So but he gave the Pirates a really good chance to win that series. And I don't know, just kind of looking back on that day, it was man, what if that day would have gone just a little bit different? What if he could have hit the ball just a little bit that day? But
shocking.
Yeah, no, I was a huge Charlie Morton fan, and yeah, he played a vital part on the only fun Pirates teams of my life. So yeah, I'm always going to remember him fondly. It was cool to see him today, with his last start, because he put together just a hell of a career, especially in the postseason. That dude was just nails in the postseason. How many elimination games did that guy pitch in? And he just was rock solid. So yeah, really, really cool. Really cool moment today. When him and Kutch faced off against each other, that was a pretty cool moment. So yeah, shout out Charlie Morton. Big fan.
For sure.
Hope he enjoys retirement.
For sure. And he's been talking about retirement, I feel the last 7 years. but it's like someone offers him $20 million and he's, well,
Right.
I mean, I guess I'm going to play baseball again. But for sure, I mean, it's been like, it was like a weird trajectory for him as well, because like he had all the talent, and you mentioned he came over and there was certainly major struggles at the beginning, like you said, with Mitch Keller. I hope the similarities also are the same where, you know, he saw everything with the Pirates. I'm hoping Mitch Keller gets to also partake in that and not just seeing the bad stuff. But yeah, he like resurrected his career. I mean, it got better with the Pirates, and it did. He played a big part. But then also, like when he left the Pirates, he went to Houston, you know, like, it just clicked. Now we understand they had some very advanced analytics, and they taught him some things that he wasn't being taught before. We understand that. But again,
He also had advanced analytics, you know, on the sidelines in the tunnel as well. But
I get it, but it also took off. I mean, he was doing this stuff still afterwards as well. I mean,
he
like
was
the moment he went to Houston, then see like the back end of his career at that point. I mean, he was super effective. Like you mentioned, how pivotal he was in playoff games. So yeah, it was a really good career for Charlie Morton. You know, like one you might have looked at in the first half and saying, oh, I mean, he's a guy. You know, he's okay, he's solid. And then he became like the guy for a little bit of time. And yeah, he was coveted around a lot of teams, enough that he's pitching till, again, 41 years old right now. I mean, that's the other thing too. Like if you would have told me he's pitching till he's 41 when he was at the Pirates, is he? You know, so again, like kudos to him for really turning his career around to be even better. So he's celebrating still being in the league at age 41, going back to the Braves. And I thought that was kind of cool as well. Like, you know, he was with Atlanta to kind of cap things off and become full circle for him. I know also he went back to Atlanta anyways, has some big roles there. But again, at the end of the day, he's in Atlanta. Last game of the year. Celebration was really cool. And then, yeah, that moment with him and Kutch was also really cool. The two middle-aged men, as he called them.
Yep. Yeah. Cool moment. And like I said, this is a Pirates post-game show, but I'll always be a fan for those guys who were on those like good teams. And Charlie Morton was one of my favorites.
For sure. So again, Charlie does go 1.1, 2 hits, 1 walk, strikeout, which to Canario wasn't much of a challenge there. I don't know what Canario was doing. Not one pitch was in the strike zone. However, he strikes out Canario. There's that. But then in comes Chris Sale, the real guy. And yeah, Chris Sale just completely shut down this team. Outside of the back-to-back doubles when the Pirates were able to score their sole run of the game. When it was...
Yeah, and that was in the sixth. I mean, in the 6th inning, Reynolds pinch hit for Andrew McCutchen.
That's what it was.
Gets the double, and then Joey Bart really was just kind of like a bloop, just fisted it over the second baseman's head, and got the run in. And then also Joey Bart, I don't know what exactly he was doing. He tried stealing second.
He was kind of frisky. He's back in Atlanta too.
I guess he was like, you know what, game 162, let's just pull out all the stops. Do you know what Joey Bart's percentile is in Major League Baseball for sprint speed, DiNardo?
I should know this, and I feel like it's better than I would assume maybe like 47-ish.
Okay. That's way more than it is, but it is higher than I would have expected. I would have expected it to be like 2 or 3 percentile, because like he's pretty slow. Pretty slow. 29th percentile. So he's not actually as slow as I thought, but yeah, he was out.
I mean, we've seen like Spencer Horwitz, we've seen Rowdy, we've seen the slow guys before. So maybe that's why I thought he was like 40 some percentile, because he looks like a blazer out there.
He's significantly faster than Spencer Horwitz. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Which is kind of wild.
So, yeah.
But
anyways, yeah, no business really trying to steal second base there. And it was a perfect throw also. It was a great throw. I mean, it wasn't a terrible decision at the end of the day. I mean, he probably was safe most cases. That made it had a great throw to get him out. But yeah, Joey Bart trying to steal second. I mean, hey, be aggressive. I get it. It's the last game. You're back in Atlanta also.
Yeah, whatever. He was trying to just sneak into scoring position there.
He's trying to get some ARB dollars, Jim.
Didn't work. Yeah, that one stolen base would have been a big deal.
Right.
There. Actually, he had 1 on the year, so that would have been 2.
Yeah,
that would have doubled his total.
See the value?
I don't know when he stole a base. I don't remember that.
No. I remember a lot of times where people stole bases on him, but
Yes,
not so much when he stole a base.
there was some of that.
But yeah, that was the Pirates offense today. So you mentioned the double and then Bart drove in, and that was it. It was game over. Now, it wasn't game over for the Braves. They scored some insurance runs. Not at the helm of Hunter Barco, though. I want to talk about him a little bit also because he goes 2 innings today. He came in right away. I mean, facing like the top of the lineup of Olsen, Acuña, back to back. I made a little joke, and I thought, I mean, it was kind of funny because Tyler and I talked about this on NS9 Live, where, that Cincinnati's Red was a crucial series. And I say crucial in the sense of it was intense. Like, they were ready to show up. It felt like the Pirates wanted to make sure that the Reds lost. They were playing for something. So it was pivotal in the sense of we want to win this game. What are we going to do to stop the Reds? And Hunter Barco makes his debut in a very pivotal spot. And it wasn't pretty, but he got out of it. So, again, making his debut, thrown right into the fire of a big moment in Pirates terms. And then he makes his second appearance in the major. And it's like, oh, here's this really good Braves team. Here's Olsen and Acuña back to back. Go ahead, kid. Here you go. Right. Oh, Bubba Chandler. You know what? We're going to ease you in. We're going to give you an opener. We're going to do all this nice stuff for you to ease you in this. Hunter Barco. No, go ahead. Good luck, kid. And you know what? He held his own today very nicely. Now, I know Olsen had the ground rule double to start off, but struck out Acuña, then back-to-back flyouts in this second inning he had, also scoreless. So Hunter Barco looking pretty good.
I thought Barco was outstanding. And I didn't get to see his game against the Reds. I heard you and Tyler talking about it on the postgame show, and I know Tyler was sort of raving about, just what he saw from him. And so this was really my first look at Hunter Barco in the majors. And I know Tyler said the same thing, but that splitter of his that, he basically utilizes as a changeup is legit. It's legit. And I think what makes it exciting is, anytime you have a left-handed pitcher, you want to make sure that you can get right-handed hitters out. Because that's the hardest thing to do as a lefty, and that's what separates you from being a starting pitcher and a reliever typically is can you get righties out on a consistent basis? That splitter is what's going to allow him to get righties out on a consistent basis. He threw it exclusively to right-handed batters today and had a 60% whiff rate on it. It just really good location on it. It got hit in play one time, and it was not hit very hard. That's a really good pitch. And this rotation does need a lefty in it. You'd like to at least throw in 1 or 2 left-handed pitchers in this rotation, and kind of all these arms that we've been seeing, Skeens, Bubba, Ashcraft, Burrows, Oviedo, Keller in the mix. All these guys are righties. So what I saw today out of Barco was good. This guy looks like he can be a starting pitcher in Major League Baseball, and that pitch. It's that pitch is the separator. If he can locate that pitch and throw it effectively against righties, he's going to be a pretty good starting pitcher in Major League Baseball. And that pitch was outstanding today. His sinker is what Olsen hit, ground rule double on. But you look at how he bounced back from that double. He gives up that double, then he strikes out Acuña, right? With that splitter, and just a perfectly placed one at that. And I was impressed. I was impressed with Hunter Barco today.
I agree. And with you mentioning that reminded me of an article, and just to I'll plug it a little bit because I did, on a graphic, but Travis Sawchik had an article that came out just recently with Driveline and such, talking about the science behind pitching and whatever. And yeah, he credited the splitter last year with Driveline as well, kind of accelerating how effective that pitch has become and how it's really made. Was Joe Ryan, I think he throws a splitter and how effective it was for him. So yeah, seeing Hunter Barco throwing it, and again, the praise within the design of it and such. And he again, I agree. It's 3 innings we've seen, right?
Yeah.
It's not a whole lot of run, but it goes back to what I said on NS9 Live with Tyler. He is a lefty, for one. That's something the Pirates don't have. And at this time, every person that you envision making a run for a rotation spot next year is in the major leagues. Now, again, it's only been 3 innings, but he is a major leaguer. He's in the major leagues. You saw a little bit what he has, and so far what we see and what he has. I think he's worth the hype. This is the reason why he had some hype coming into this year. I think even when we talked with Eric before the season started, he was talking about he has Barco up there above Harrington. And we kind of questioned that, like, above Harrington, what's the reason why and such. And he kind of explained it. And you see where we are at the end of the day now. I mean, I'm not sure if Harrington's really in consideration. He's probably just an actual like depth piece at this point. Maybe there's something to still click with him. But Barco really turned it on this year in the minors. And now he's up here. And for these 3 innings, he's looked really effective. So again, he adds to that list of when we talk about the hope heading to the offseason, why you're hopeful of 2026, especially with this rotation.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically right at 100 innings too for the year. So, you got to assume next year he'll be good to go for, 120 or 130. And yeah, I said, that was my first real look at him outside just kind of seeing him here and there in minors and spring training. And yeah, I was pretty impressed.
Yeah.
I said that if that splitter, if he can just continue to locate that pitch, like he's going to be a starter. It's that good. It's that good of a pitch. And that's all you need. Like if he can locate that pitch, he's going to be able to get righties out. And if you can get righties out, you're going to be a starter.
Yeah. So good appearance from Hunter Barco.
Yep.
Johan Ramirez comes in afterwards, and Jekyll and Hyde over here. He's had some big moments, and we saw that one. We said, is this the best game he ever had in Major League Baseball? Where he had like 3 innings. I think it was close to being perfect. Like he looked so strong. And I think he followed it up with like 2.1 the next time out, looked really good. But then Ramirez will come in and just look awful. Today, not so much the good Ramirez. It wasn't awful by any means either. But yes, he gives up some runs. And Jared Trill didn't help anything either at the end of the day, also, to add that in. Yeah. Jared Triolo, my shortstop. I've been pining for you all year. You can't do that late. What was that, Jared Triolo? Jared, what was that? That's your last play of the year.
Yeah, it was just one of those where it was like too easy. Like the play was so easy that he just messed it up. It was an easy double play, and Jared. Yeah, that was bad. It led to the Braves' 4th run, which ultimately didn't matter, but it did give them a little extra insurance.
Yeah, well, at that point, I already saved the title. Usually I wait for the title to hit like enter on YouTube, things to change. No, you knew what was happening, especially the last game of the year, especially the back end of the lineup coming. I hit enter. The YouTube show was updated in the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah.
And, yeah. But
yep,
it was the ball game. It was like you said, it was basically this game was a microcosm of the Pirates season.
It was also a microcosm of Ryan's lock of the day. He did the thing where you're not supposed to do. He was chasing his losses. So he figured he'd put together a crazy parlay today. And yeah, he went 0 for 3 in his parlay. So
let's list them. Let's list the legs. The first leg, Jim. Pirates money line.
Was Pirates winning the game. Yeah, money line.
So
then he had Kutch getting 2 or more stolen base, 2 or more total bases, which he got pulled in the 5th inning. So like there wasn't any shot of that happening. And then he had the Braves.
He did get a hit though, so he got 1 base.
He had 1.
Then he got pulled.
Then he had Braves over 4.5 runs. If all 3 of those things would have happened on FanDuel, would have paid out plus 1,695. But yeah, he went over 3, which, hey, that's just how it's gone for Ryan.
It's impressive. Yeah. The fact that he lost, not so much.
I mean,
he went over 3 in every single.
You're gonna lose most parlays that are plus 1,695. Right. But yeah, I found it funny that he was trying to just make up for all of it right there at the end, and it didn't work.
And I'm with you. And again, like you're going to lose parlays, right? But the fact that like if you just separate this, he went 0 for 3. Like he went 0 for 3. He didn't hit one part of that. His lock, he just made one of those his lock. He didn't hit any lock. He had 3 chances to win 1 lock even, and he couldn't do 1 of those 3. So yeah, Ryan caps off his season as well. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you for putting everyone's children through college, as Doug says in our chat. And you're welcome, chat. You're welcome.
Yeah. Someone asked us what our favorite moment of the year was. We'll get to that. We'll have our our season recap shows, and we'll have
my favorite moment is when I
we'll do all that. So we will get to that. But yeah, no, I mean, just I guess too, this is game 162. So just shout out to everybody who stuck with us all year. It was tough. It was a tough year. This was a grind because I feel like the last few years, even though they've been out of it at the end, like there were some interesting games along the way. This team gave you a reason to lose interest very quickly this year. And so for everybody who stuck with us throughout all this, I appreciate you guys.
Think about 2023, where they had the amazingly hot April. Things fell apart, but it was fun. It was fun. First place Pirates we were talking about. Right. There was fun. There was interest, and it fizzled out, and then it got long. But it was the talk of how can they finish the year, and they finished as a winning record. With ND coming up and the crew, so maybe there's some hope and some future. And then last year, think about it. They weren't playing great. It wasn't like April of the year before. They didn't come out just on fire, but they were just hanging around. Like, hey, if this can go this way, that can go that way. Maybe they could fight for a playoff spot. And there was interest all the way through the trade deadline until things just ultimately collapsed. Jim, this team was out of it essentially come April 15th. Like at that point in time, like mathematically, it was just, I mean, theoretically you could come back, but it's just like you've already created so much of a hole. This team is done. Like the season was basically, it just never started. Just right from Miami, that terrible, awful series that we saw. So I have to hand it to everyone who's watched along, followed us as well, because there was no point. I mean, if you tuned out last year at the end of the year, if you tuned out the year before at the end of the year, there was no point of tuning in May this year. So for all of you that did and watched us, again, like I say it every time, truly, we love you all. We appreciate you all dearly. We have big plans this offseason, as we typically do. And yes, 2026 is coming, and hopefully things change and things do get better. And we can actually really enjoy that season through all these also. That's what I'm looking forward to and hoping for. At least like, even if they'll go to playoffs, which damn it, you better. But even not, like, can we just at least be fun and interesting and entertaining to some level? Maybe.
Yeah. Stay tuned. Let's say we'll have a lot of stuff over the off season. We'll still have our Bucko Brews. We'll have our NS9 lives. We'll have some other stuff sprinkled in throughout that. We got some trips planned this off season. We're going to the Arizona Fall League. We're going to winter meetings like we always do. So yeah, we'll have plenty of stuff for you. Yeah, hopefully next year is a little bit more fun.
I agree.
Yep.
And like Dwayne says, see you in Bradenton. Yep. And then we'll be in Bradenton, of course, as well. Yeah, we do have a lot of big plans lined up. So I'm excited. And yeah, Arizona Fall League, it's like 3 weeks away, Jim. Basically, we'll be in Arizona in like 3 weeks for the Arizona Fall League.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is kind of crazy.
Got some work to do.
We do. But for the very last time, like the video. No,
like
for
the video,
very last time,
subscribe to the page.
We do love you all. We appreciate you for the NS9 Postgame Shows powered by Primanti Bros. This is a wrap. We'll be back tomorrow morning, Jim and I, for Bucko Brew. I feel like we'll have some interesting things to talk about. I'll leave it at that.
We'll have some interesting stuff to talk about.
And then off seasons, it begins. So we'll see you guys then. Love you all. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in, whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube. If you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.